Setting up for the Autumn Fest parade, when do you start when do you start reaching out to potential people like bands to be in the parade?
My target is usually the February or March of the new year to really remind, especially the high school bands, because I know we have really up until June until school lets out. It's easier to contact the band directors during the school season than it is during the summer.
Makes sense, but it seems so far out. It's well over 6 months before the parade actually takes place, and you're looking for people to mark their calendars so far in advance.
Yeah, what is very interesting with that is everyone is anticipating me reaching out to them. So when I reach out to them, they respond real quick and responding with the feeling that thank you very much for reaching out to me very early. And they look forward to me reaching out to them so that they can know that they're invited to come back and then confirm that they're in the parade.
And they can make their plans for their schedule, especially all the high school bands and like that. So, okay, I'm glad that's working out well. Of course, the big decisions that Tom has to make is trying to get a headline band. So we're recording this on Sunday, so the parade hasn't gone off yet. It goes off a little later on this morning, on this Monday morning. But tell us about the band, the headline band that you got for this year.
So the challenge for getting a headliner band, of course, as everyone knows, is cost. We're always looking to get a headliner band that's going to excite the crowd for the least amount of money that we have to spend as possible. However, this year we're having the same headliner band we had last year, the Brooklyn United marching band.
They were a lot of fun.
They were absolutely great. The young people were fantastic. I was in awe of the exuberance and the excitement and the energy that they had from beginning of the parade to the end of the parade. They put on a great show, and I was just tired looking at those young folk move and do their performance. So we're looking forward to them coming back. They're excited about coming back, and they're telling us that the show is even better than it was last year.
They're bringing in more performers?
Yes, it's bigger. They have more young people coming, and so to all the people that's going to be attending the parade, you're in for a magnificent performance. What every participant in the parade, as everyone always enjoys, but our headliner band is going to end it off in great fashion.
So since they're from Brooklyn, do they get up real early Monday morning and just make the drive to Woonsocket?
I believe last year they told me they got up around 4 o'clock. They left around 4 o'clock. I think they arrived at their starting spot at 3 a.m. 4 a.m. they started their drive here. I did reinforce this year the address, make sure they had the correct address.
Did they go to the wrong address last year?
They typed in the wrong address.
Oh no!
So of course, when that happens and you're following Google or whatever, it will send you to whatever you type in. And so we had to maneuver things.
Where did they go last year?
They ended up in Bellingham. I think they ended up in Blackstone. They went all around our area before they ended up at Diamond Hill.
Well, they made it, and that's the important part. And this year they know, again, where to go. So is it the same band director as last year?
I'm not sure. I believe it is, but I'm not sure.
Okay, well, we look forward to having that. And we have all our local high school bands that are in the parade?
Yes, we do. We do not have this year the Blackstone Millville regional band. Okay. However, everyone else is coming back.
So Woonsocket, Cumberland, Lincoln, Bellingham. Okay, so we got all the local bands. Middle school bands too?
Woonsocket Middle School Band, I believe, is the only middle school band that we have participating.
Okay. And usually to kick off the parade, you get it is the parade of fire engines. We get that coming back?
They're all coming back. We're excited about them coming back. They are excited about being a part of the parade. Yeah. We have a police department that will be there. Many of our military participants, veterans, will be a part of the parade. They're always Division I, Division II. We have a lot of our city government leaders, all of our candidates for different city positions that are open. So they'll be a part of it. It's going to be a good time. It's going to be a good time.
Do the candidates? Some do, but I'm sure there are some that do they realize just how long this parade is? It's over 2 miles.
They realize how long it is, and I believe they're prepared for the walk to meet and greet the people, to wave hi, and to get some exposure. They're looking forward to it.
All right. So I hope they wear their comfortable shoes, and I've already heard some say just be on the safe side. They'll be carrying an umbrella.
Yes, I talked to a few yesterday, and I've been receiving some requests asking about the parade tomorrow. It's rain or shine. We're going, and the weather looks favorably. I looked at the weather report this morning, and so it looks like we're going to be blessed with good weather, so that we will not have to worry about getting wet, at least for our parade.
Well, that's always what we're asking for. Now, our grand marshals, Roger and Mitch Savini, they always are in Division 10. No, I'm Division 1. I'm sorry about that. I got that backwards. They got to be in the reviewing stand.
That's right.
What vehicle will they be in?
They have their own vehicle. I do not remember the make and model of it, but they have their own vehicle, and we're just hoping that Roger will be able to attend. As we know, he's been under the weather, so I've been feeling well, but we're hoping and praying that he will be able. He wants to be there, and we're hoping that he will be able to attend.
Well, we certainly hope so. Will one of their family members be driving the car?
I do not think so. I think one of our committee members will be driving the car. But the last information I had, however, they will be driven, though, by somebody.
Now, we mentioned earlier when we started talking with Tom Gray, parade coordinator, about how difficult the job is. The reaching out, the setting up, that's not the hard part. The hard part comes for you Monday morning. When you're down at Diamond Hill Plaza, when it's dark, at 4 in the morning, and when do parade participants start arriving?
We have float arrivals no later than 7:30, because we start the judging at 8 o'clock, and because we want to make sure we get all of that done, get everything listed, so we can hand it to the person that's the parade marshal in Division 1, who will then hand off those announcements of the winners to the reviewing stand media coverage people. The regular special entry parade participants, we ask them to get there no later than 8:30, because we know the road shuts down at 8:45. But however, anytime between 8 o'clock and 8:30, we're asking them to get there. I also want to say that the support that I get from the committee, as far as handling the float participants and also taking care of people, knowing where to go when they get up to Diamond Hill, it's all hands on deck, and everyone just participates well. That really goes pretty well. Because everyone knows what to do, they're used to doing it, and I really have no problem with that. It's the lineup of the parade works well. It's just making sure that everybody gets there on time, so that we can start on time. And the parade starts on time at 9:30.
Whether they're ready or not.
Whether they're ready or not. I learned that last year. You got to get going at 9:30. You can't wait. The headliner band was late. We started, and it all worked out in the end, though.
But the headliner comes at the end, so the beginning part of the parade can just start off and get going, so that's good. So is it all organized well enough? Because I know you have a lot of school buses come in to drop off participants, and then they got to come in, drop, and then leave.
That works well. The plan is in place, and the people that are in charge to make sure that happens, they know what to do. So we really never have any issues with that. The buses, they do drop off the participants, and we tell them where to go, and they go.
Now, in the Diamond Hill Plaza, there's really only one, if I can think it's correct, there's really only one restaurant that's open. It's the McDonald's that's there. Do you make it a point to stop in and talk to the manager there, or are they just fully aware that they know this is coming and there's no need to speak to them?
There's no need to speak to them. They are fully aware. I believe they're prepared for the crowd that comes, and we never, as far as I know, get any complaints from management at McDonald's. It just works well. I think it's very lucrative for them, and
I bet it is.
and they're well prepared. But I've never heard any complaints about any issues with us being there for the short time that we're there.
Do you like that it's a 10-division parade? Would you like it to be longer? Would you like it to be shorter? Or is it just good the way it is?
I think 10 divisions is enough.
All right.
I think it's enough. I would go to 12 if we really had to expand it, if it's necessary. I think 12 would definitely be the limit. But we can fit everything in with what we have in 10 divisions, and right now, that's enough.
That's enough for you. Okay. I know you do reach out looking for different people to have floats in the parade as well. Do you know exactly how many floats you have got going this year?
I believe we have about 9 floats, and we have it all lined up. They're ready to go. One thing I can say about the people who do decide to put a float in, they do a fantastic job decorating their floats and making them beautiful and appealing to the people that will see them. But they're very excited. They're very excited about being a part of it, and that is one of the highlights of the parade also, the floats. The people who participate and the audience, they really love seeing the floats that come through.
Now, if I remember reading correctly, I was looking at some of your notes from earlier. You've asked people on floats not to throw candy to the crowd, but passing out candy is okay.
That's correct. So we changed this a couple of years ago. At one point, it used to be where you couldn't hand out candy or throw candy, but we have allowed now for handing out candy. So we're asking all participants not to throw candy. However, you can have people who are walking to hand candy out to the audience.
Just a safety issue, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. It's a safety issue. We just don't want to hurt anyone or offend anyone, and we don't want the kids running out into the street also trying to pick up candy that may fall on the ground and things of that sort. So it's basically safety, but it's also comfort and just to make sure that everyone at the parade can enjoy it safely and have comfort with the process of the parade.
All right, so it all starts at 9:30, depending on how fast people walk or how slow they walk. The parade wraps up right in front of World War II Park, the home of Autumn Fest. What do you figure? It takes about 2 hours to finish up, maybe 2.5?
It's about 2 to 2.5 hours. And what I've experienced in my years of being involved in the parade, everything usually works out to where we finish close to the time at the same time every year. We have some hiccups, as you will with anything. Nothing's perfect. But basically, I think 99.9% of our parade from beginning to end works well, fluently, and it's enjoyable for all to see.
All right, well, Tom Gray, Autumn Fest Parade Coordinator. It all happens on Monday morning, and it's your culmination of, what do you figure, years' work, 10 months' work?
Yeah, about 10 months' work, culmination. It's an enjoyable experience. It's very cumbersome, but I enjoy it. I have great help, great support from the steering committee, and it just makes it all work. Everybody does a great job to support me, which makes it easier for me. But it's more than just me that makes this thing happen. So.
All right, Tom Gray, Parade Coordinator with Autumn Fest. Thanks for joining me this morning.
All right, thank you. Appreciate it very much.
Okay, more Coffee and coming your way. Please stay tuned.
Assisting families in their time of need means planning a service that's appropriate, traditional or personalized, with special references to public service or military honors. Often people ask, how can I assist the family? The answer is usually just be there for them. And in some cases, it may mean securing the home, taking care of pets, and compiling important documents. The dedicated staff at the Estapardo Memorial Chapel will guide you through the process, whatever your needs. For more information about pre-planning, please call 767-5577. They're located at 1583 Diamond Hill Road, Woonsocket.
The Broaster House is the place for excellent dinners like broasted chicken or chicken family style, Delmonico steak, and hot turkey sandwich. The Broaster House features 10 delicious appetizers like stuffed quahogs and the house sampler. Enjoy seafood at the Broaster House like butterfly shrimp or broasted fish and chips. And don't forget the combinations from 4 to 32 pieces. Eat in, take out, and they cater at the Broaster House, 263 Pond Street, Woonsocket. Call them at 762-1717. The Coffee and Panel is enjoying coffee from Down East Coffee Roasters. All their coffee is roasted right here in Rhode Island. Down East Coffee Roasters is available at all Little General stores.
We're local and live at 99.5 FM.
It's Coffee Ann here on ON, AM, and FM, our special Autumn Fest edition of the Coffee Ann program. This is Joe Callahan, and I'm being joined this time around from the Autumn Fest steering committee. This will be Steve Laramie. He is one of the co-vice chairs, but he's also the entertainment coordinator here at Autumn Fest. And thanks for joining me, Steve.
Thanks, Joe.
So, now we're recording this on Sunday to air on Monday morning, so we really can't talk about too many of the acts that took place on Sunday, but we can talk about the acts are on Saturday, and I thought Saturday was a killer lineup, Steve, of acts. So what did you think of the big acts on Saturday?
I was really impressed by Joshua Tree. I thought they were fantastic, and they were the easiest band I've ever had to work with. They were just so chill. It was a pleasure to work with Joshua Tree, and they sounded fantastic.
How did you find Joshua Tree? They're a band based out of Boston. Did they reach out to you, or did someone say, "Hey, Steve, take a look at these guys," or how did that come about?
Well, so I usually take a consensus of what I think I like to hear, but what people want. And a lot of feedback came down about U2. So then I did my homework, and I started researching all different local and national U2 acts. And believe it or not, Joshua Tree was right on top, not just New England, but countrywide. They are one of the favored. And so when I started researching them, listening, hearing, review, they were just a perfect fit for us, and they're right in our backyard.
So when you say, okay, this is the band I want, and then when you reach out to them, are your fingers crossed that the date is open for them?
Well, you everything's a negotiation, Joe, so everything's got to fit together. So just because you want something doesn't mean it happens. So, sometimes it's not the first or second or even your third choice, but it just so happened that this one worked out. They're represented by Providence, a local talent agent in Providence, so somebody I've worked with before. So when I knew it was him, we called, we spoke about it, we notched out what the cost was going to be. It fit into our budget, so it just really, it was a good call.
All right. Other bands on Saturday, Amber Rose and the Renegades, back for their second time here at Autumn Fest. So impressive.
Joe, I brought them back again. I usually don't bring bands back year after year. Give them a couple break, but I brought them back because I think they're special, and Amber Rose is awesome, and I wanted people to actually get a chance to enjoy her. Last year it rained on her performance day, and the crowd just wasn't there for them, so I wanted people to be exposed to them, so I brought them back, and I think yesterday the weather was great, the people showed up, and I think they performed admirably. They were fantastic.
Another big act from Saturday was Northern Rhode Island's own Through the Doors. Just a fantastic representation of what the Doors were as a group, especially with the young guy singing Jim Morrison's songs. Gabriel did a fantastic job, I thought.
I like the way that Ernie's incorporated. You're getting the young Jim, then you're getting the old Jim, and they're putting it together and they're making it work. And they're Through the Doors. They were fantastic. The crowd responded. The bowl was full. What are you talking? 750, 1,000? The place was packed.
So that was great. Those are just some of the highlights there from Saturday. Other great acts are on Sunday. We have more great acts coming up a little later today after the parade is done, and we close things out at 6 o'clock at night. But Steve you don't get too much rest, Steve. Maybe a couple of months, and then the whole process starts over. But what's better, and Steve has told me this in the past, what's better now that Steve has done this for a few years is he's not starting from scratch. You're not saying, what do I do? Where do I go? Acts are coming to you. They want to play Autumn Fest.
Absolutely. So now people are actually reaching out, and if I just wanted to throw a local party here at Autumn Fest, I could have 100 local bands. Everybody, the response is amazing. I get way more people asking than me going to find them.
Well, it's good to be in that position.
No, it really is. It helps us out, and it expands our talent pool too. Because I'm only one person, can only reach so far. So when people reach back out to me and let me know who they are, give me some info about you, let me find the YouTube, and if I can accommodate, I will.
So basically, would you say some bands just go on a waiting list?
Oh, absolutely. And unfortunately, I really only have spots for maybe 7 or 10 musical acts all weekend. And if I have 100 people applying for those 7, out of those 7, I'm going to have a headliner or 2. Yep. So, you know what I mean? Those 7 really become 3 or 4. So it's not that I don't want you guys to all play. It's I only have a couple spots. And that's why I said that persistency really pays off.
Well, that's fantastic. So you also, you say you do your research. Now, without naming names, you must go out and see, someone said, oh, Steve, check these people out on YouTube and take a look at this band. And then you go see them and go, I don't see how great, I don't see the greatness in these bands. So that happens more often than you think?
It happens a lot. I think one thing I do have is I think I'm a very good judge of talent, and it doesn't have to be something I like to be talented, and that's where I think I excel. Is I can see talent even if I don't like it. I can see it, and I recognize it. And this is not just a show about me. It's getting talented individuals in here to entertain from 8 to 80 the city of Woonsocket. We give them the best that we can, and I mean, there's so many genres to pick from.
That was like last year. We had that Zach Brown tribute band that was here, and Steve and myself, not huge country fans, but Zach is pretty well known, and so let's bring these guys in because they appeal to a large masses of people. But are they going to be any good? That's where Steve comes in. Now you have to go check them out. All right, would I go see these guys? And you did that, and that worked out well last year.
Yeah, so when you say, will I go see these guys, chances are it's no. But like I said, you can still hear music and appreciate what they do. Like, I'm going to tell you what I'm looking at, and you all let me know if Toby Keith is somebody people want to hear.
All right.
I'm not a particular fan, but I know a lot of people are. So that's something I may try to do next year, and that's just giving you a little tidbit of what I go through. When people give me the feedback and I start researching, I try to bring you the best I can from that group. So. And
we know that Steve doesn't have an unlimited amount of money here. There's no $100,000 budget for musical talent. So we're not going out and we're not booking Taylor Swift there. She's not coming. But have you seen like a Taylor Swift tribute show? Are they out there already?
They are. There's a million of them, and they're I can bring them. I can get them to come here. That's not the thing. Again, is perfect example.
Which one's the best?
Right, and would a Taylor Swift work here? I don't know. I mean, this is the kind of feedback I need to hear from people through the community, is let me know these things. Because you're right, Joe, I'm not a Taylor Swiftie. And honest to God, I don't know if she's any good. You know what I mean? People love her and they adore her, but would it work here? I don't know. And that's a lot of things what I have to jostle is, will it work on this stage for this audience, for this show? So
those are the things that keep Steve up at night.
Oh, absolutely.
Kind of things of, is this a good enough act? Will it work here? Will it draw a crowd? I mean, we just, that's what it does come down to. We want people to say, ooh, look at that act that's there. Let's go to Autumn Fest, we'll see them, and then, they'll look at the food, and they'll look at the crafters, and we hit some of the rides and go into Harvest Garden, and like that, that's what you want to work. You don't want to pick someone that's just going to, 3 people are going to like, because we don't want that. So you get the people reaching out to you already. Do they send you like emails? Do they send you links to their stuff and to try to make it easier for you?
So if you guys remember the Cranberries we had last year or 2 years ago, I can't remember what year it was. It goes by so fast. But they're from Colorado. They reached out to me, Autumn Fest. So Autumn Fest gets play. The more people go into Facebook, the festival gets recognized. I have national acts that are literally reaching out to me to come play here. So that's a good thing.
It is a good thing, but then it might all come down to money, right?
It always comes down to money, and we have to pay for travel if somebody's going to come from Colorado.
What about hotels too?
And hotels, so
it's all part of the budget, right?
Absolutely. So they really have to want to play us in order for them to come, or we fit into their travel plan, something to that degree. We don't have a gate, so we don't have that kind of money to draw from. So things are really, you really have to be frugal and really negotiate hard.
We're not like the Big E or the Marshfield Fair, which is in Marshfield, Massachusetts, where they do have the gate money to pull from to put towards ACT. Because people ask that all the time. Oh, why don't we get, instead of Sons of Skynyrd, why don't we get Leonard Skinner? Well, it might be able to get done, but then we only have one act the entire weekend, and that's what it would come down to.
No, you wouldn't be able to get Leonard Skinner. That
All right, a bad example, but something along like the Outlaws. That's a better example.
Yeah, the Outlaws would take our whole budget. We wouldn't have any sound, lights, or stage, but we could have the Outlaws show up in the parking lot. You know, that'd be about the only way to get them. You know, that's why, you believe it or not, a couple years back, I just made the decision to go with tribute bands because it gives you somebody's representation of that band, you know? And that's what's affordable. Nowadays, you can't even afford to go see these people live, but you can go enjoy the music through somebody who's tributing them.
Right.
And, you know, that's why, with our budget, where we are, I think it makes a lot of sense to stay tribute heavy.
Have you had any of the bands that have played here that reach back out to you, Steve, and say, you know, they want to play year after year after year, and you know, you have your guideline of, well, I don't want to bring you back all, you know, the same acts every single year. It gets dull after a while. We want new stuff, but they must say, oh, please bring me back next year. We had such a good time.
Every band plays, wants to play again.
Yeah.
And I don't blame them. We have a great venue here. We're very accommodating. We have great audience. The stage is fantastic. The sound is incredible. We are a great venue to play, but variety is king in this business.
Yeah. So you mentioned about the new stage this year. It was kind of touch and go there through this past summer. Was it going to be finished? We hope it's going to be finished. Got our fingers crossed. And then, you know, now it's September, and I think that's when the roof went on. It's like, oh boy, we had it cutting it so close. But it was finished, what, within a week of Autumn Fest?
Yeah, a week prior to Autumn Fest, we got the stage. We actually had the curtains hung. They finished the rails for the curtains this Friday. Autumn Fest opened on Saturday. So that's how close we came.
Yeah, there was talk of, we might have the front acts, they're just going to have to play, and the back acts are just going to have to set up behind them. It's just the way it's going to have to be this year as we, you know, go through growing pains with the new stage. And we're still going through growing pains with the new stage. We're learning a lot of stuff this year, especially how to light the stage, so it's better. With stuff you just didn't know because we didn't have time to. There was no time for dress rehearsals. So things are going well, and we're very happy with the way things have turned out. Steve, you're doing an admirable job. On top of everything else that you do here for Autumn, Steve does other things for Autumn Fest here as well. As always, if something is broke, mostly with the electricity for some reason. Steve's not even an electrician, but he gets called. So-and-so doesn't have electricity, where he runs over, and he figures out what the problem is, and they're back up and running, I would say, within 3 to 4 minutes. So good job, Steve.
Thank you, Joe.
All right, we're going to have more of the Coffee and program is coming your way as we get ready for today's Autumn Fest parade, which will be kicking off at 9:30 this morning from Diamond Hill Plaza, coming up Diamond Hill Road, takes a left onto Social Street, ends at the start of World War II Park. So more Coffee and coming your way right here on ON Radio.
And right now it's time for the weather forecast, which is being brought to you by Allstate Insurance.
Cloudy skies gradually becoming mostly sunny today with a high of 62 degrees and a light and variable breeze turning into a 25-mile-per-hour breeze later in the day. Chance of rain 40% before 9 a.m. Tonight, mostly clear with an overnight low of 36 and a breeze from the west. Tuesday's weather, sunshine and 53. Wednesday, sunshine and 53 again. Thursday, sunshine and 57. Friday, sunshine and 65. Saturday, sunshine and 69. And on Sunday next, sunshine and 71 degrees.
Outside the Navigant Credit Union broadcast studio on the corner of Park Avenue and Kennedy Street, we have cloudy skies and 50 degrees. Some people just know you could save money on car insurance by checking Allstate First. So what are you waiting for? Check Allstate First for a quote today. You're in good hands with Allstate.
You know, when you're paying the right price for protection, you just know it. It's that warm, fuzzy, totally secure feeling, knowing that you're not only getting great coverage, but you're also not paying too much for it. And when it comes to your insurance, there's no one better at getting the right price for your protection than Allstate agents Kara and Celeste Benjamin, because they know when it comes to your bank account, every penny counts towards something bigger, something better. Like a nicer car, that home update you've been dreaming of, or a phone that's fresh out of the box. Those little or big things that we work so hard for. And Kara and Celeste Benjamin want to help you work a little less by getting you the coverage you need and the savings you deserve when you switch to Allstate. Contact Kara and Celeste Benjamin at the Benjamin Agency. One agency, 2 locations in North Smithfield and Bellingham. 765-5000 for a free quote today. Allstate, you're in good hands. And you're in good hands with Kara and Celeste Benjamin at the Benjamin Agency. Savings vary based on the average annual savings reported by new auto customers surveyed in 2019 who switched to Allstate.
Are you looking for solutions to meet your business banking needs? At Milford Federal, the longest-standing community bank in the area, they offer customized solutions for commercial lending, cash management, online banking, and payment processing services. Their business banking team is committed to the growth and success of your business with local decision-making and a relationship-based approach. Let Milford Federal be your banking partner. Visit them at milfordfederal.com today. Milford Federal Bank, our community, your bank. Member FDIC, equal housing lender, and MLS number 465956.
Yes, good morning. It is Coffee and Time here on ON, AM, and FM. Thanks for joining us this morning. Today is a special Autumn Fest version of Coffee and. We're recording this on Sunday morning for air on Monday, so we can't talk about what took place on Sunday. We can talk about what took place on Saturday, though. We saw all of that, and of course, everyone's getting ready for the parade this morning as well. But I'll be talking with different Autumn Fest Steering Committee members this morning. First person we're talking with is the Autumn Fest Calendar Coordinator. That's Bill Schneck, and good morning to you, Bill.
Hey, good morning, Joseph. How are you, my fellow steering committee colleague, Mr. Joe?
I'm doing well, thank you very much. So, now Bill puts together the Autumn Fest Prize a Day calendar, and we really shouldn't call it the Prize a Day calendar, Bill. It's the Prizes a Day calendar.
Correct. This is for the month of November, and every day, Friday through the 30th, there's numerous prizes. Every day, and they average, we got about $12,000 of prizes, Joe, total. So every day is about $300-400 of prizes. Like, for example, the best day is November 30th. That value of that day is, $552 for that one day. So these are great calendars. At $10 a calendar. If I do, and I run this, if I pick your name, I will be contacting you personally and get you your envelope with your prizes for that day, and then your name goes back into the hat. So you do have multiple chances to win, and believe me, we have had multiple winners over the years. As a matter of fact, Mayor Chris Beauchamp right now, when he was a city councilman, I don't know, 5-6 years ago, he bought a bunch of calendars. I pulled his name out. Then 2 weeks later, I pulled another one out. So he won twice. And so it does happen.
Well, that's fantastic. Now, we talk about Prize of the Day calendar, and you see other organizations, they do Prize of the Day calendars as well, and all for good causes, but ours is a good cause too. And what's amazing is those are one prize a day. And when you look at our calendar, Bill, what you have put together, we're looking at least 3, possibly 4 prizes per day.
Yes, sir. Yes. So it's a great calendar. It's we have a lot of our local businesses who step up to the plate every year. We have gift cards to many different restaurants. Actually, we have a promotion going on with my good friends at River Falls Restaurant for the month of October, the entire month of October. If you go to River Falls for lunch or dinner, you buy a Autumn Fest raffle calendar there for $10, and you will receive 1 large free draft beer, a domestic draft beer for free. So it's they're really helping out promoting this, and they're selling quite a number of calendars. As a matter of fact, we're running pretty low on calendars as we speak. So, and this goes, remember, just because Autumn Fest will end tomorrow, the calendar sales will continue because it's for the month of November. So we're not even halfway through, October. So anyway, thanks to all these local restaurants they give every year. You know all of them. And Coletta's Furniture, they're a big donor. They've got a $100 gift card 5 different days, so that's $500. We got DRL Carpet, a $100 gift card for a 2-room carpet cleaning. They gave us 4 of those. So we got some real generous, people out in businesses in our community, and I do ask that you support these businesses. I ask, number 1, that you buy a calendar, and then support the businesses who donated.
Fantastic, Bill. Now, you've been when you took over the calendars, was it your goal to keep increasing the amount of prizes that was on the calendar, or did that just kind of fall into your lap?
Well, actually, there was no calendar because I was, I think this is my 17th year doing this on the steering committee, and I did the buttons for many years.
Yeah.
And then, actually, I missed the year. I forget what year. I missed one year. And when I came back, I started the calendars because there had not been calendars before. And yeah, every year I try to, get some more gifts on there. Actually, I've already had to increase the physical size of this calendar.
So it's not 8.5 by 11, it's a little bigger?
Yes, it's a little. It's actually, I'm not even sure what this is. It's smaller than 8.5 by 11, but it was smaller than that. And people were complaining they couldn't read the prizes, and they were right. So I had to go to a bigger calendar.
All right. Well, nothing wrong with that. So when do you start soliciting the businesses for the upcoming calendar?
Usually in July.
Okay.
I start in July. I've got people I just contact. I text them. I know these people, the businessmen, the restaurant owners. I got their cell numbers. I text them. Hey, it's me again. You do your 4 gifts, your $25 gift cards or whatever it is, and they get back to me. Sure, no problem. Yes, it's a go. And then I don't actually start collecting them until now. Actually, that's kind of the biggest pain in the neck is collecting the prizes because the owner's not there, or you got to come back tomorrow, or he's out, and it's like I end up going back to some places 2 or 3 times.
Okay.
And they get the gift cards, but it's what you do, and so it's
the cross you bear, Bill.
It's the cross I bear, and it's a great event. I mean, it's a great calendar, great prizes, and people actually look forward to buying these along with our buttons. And this year, I think we're running low, Joe, on buttons and.
I heard that.
So that's good. The more we sell, listen, we sell all of these calendars. It's probably pay for our fireworks tonight.
Fantastic.
12, 15 grand, whatever it is.
That's right. So the big question is, when you look at the calendar, how in the world did you convince Executive Auto Wash to give what they give every single day?
Well, it wasn't very hard because Mr. Russ Pickard, the owner of Executive Car Wash, is a great guy, real good guy, and he offered this. Every day in the month, he's got a $252 value on this calendar. There's 6 platinum washes, and if you just go through there, I think a platinum wash is, I don't know, $24, I think, maybe even more. But I'm a member over there, so I pay a monthly fee, which he offers over there. You can spend $18 a month, and you can get your car washed every single day for an express wash. So anyway, he promotes his business by doing this, and he also has a free 1-month membership. Oh, no, I'm sorry, it's a 3-month Platinum Car Wash membership. That's a $108 value. That's what I have. And I pay, I think, $36 a month, and I go through it. I get a Platinum Wash, and I'll go through there 20 times a month. So
why not?
He loses money on guys like me. But he tells me there's a lot of people who end up going once, twice a month, and that's where he makes his money. So, but he's a great guy, always willing to help out. He's a big supporter of Autumn Fest. As a matter of fact, I buy for $10. I give him button or calendar number 1 every year. I do. I pay for it. Thank you, Russ. Number 1.
You got it.
And he likes that.
Okay, and it's great that he's on almost every single day, right?
Every day.
He is on
Every day, all 30 days.
Well, fantastic. Now, is it? And of course, it's always easy to keep going back to the businesses that have done it before. But do you have I don't know if you call it a goal or not, but do you want to get someone new every year to be on the calendar?
I mean, listen, if I had a couple people helping me, we could have 10 prizes every day.
Yeah.
I just, I do this by myself, and I'm happy with it. I can always get more. For example, the ice cream machine. Our next door neighbors down here. I was talking to Kim, the owner, a very nice lady, and she's here every year, and they have great ice cream. And I was telling her, I had my calendars in my hand, and she goes, "What are those?" And she ended up buying a calendar.
Okay.
And she's the owner, a very, very nice lady. It gave me a small caramel apple, my favorite. And I said, "Hey, listen, you do gift cards?" She goes, "Yeah, we do a lot of gift cards. I'm going to hit you up next year for the calendar." She goes, "No problem." So that's great.
All right, so we'll look forward to having someone new next year as as well. So I'm glad that when you do start soliciting the businesses once again, Bill, for the calendar, that they're happy to see you and they're happy to do. It's always a quick yes.
And listen, thank you to WOON Radio as well. Dave Richards has given me 3 $50 Visa cards. So Dave, I think there's 3 $50 Visa cards, and these are every Sunday.
Yep.
I think he's 3 of the 4 Sundays, and so I appreciate Dave. You know, that's a local, business owner. Dave Richards has been around forever, a former Grand Marshal, and I was on the committee that year, and they were bringing up names, and you know it because you're on it.
Yep.
And it's like someone mentioned Dave Richards, and it was like, Dave's already on this. And it's like, well, no, he's not. They looked.
Yeah.
Said, really? He's not on? He's been involved in it since day one. So that was signed in 2013 or 14. I don't remember. But so anyway, thank you, Dave Richards, for your help and your sponsoring and your donations. Appreciate it.
All right. If you haven't bought a calendar, of course they're available down here at Autumn Fest, at least, but they're going fast.
Yeah, they are. They're available at both entrances, Social Street and Snow Street.
Yeah.
They are available at the Autumn Fest souvenir trailer,
Yep.
which is across from the main stage. They're available there.
The WOON TV trailer, we have them for sale there.
Correct. That OON Radio, their trailer right in front of the main stage. They're there as well. So come by, help support Autumn Fest. We want to keep this going. Costs go up every year.
Yep.
To run this program. What do we estimate, Joe? 150,000 people will get here in 3 days.
So that's the range, yeah.
Yeah. So. Geez, I hear a little spitting going on right now, but hopefully...
Don't worry about it. That's nothing.
That's nothing. So anyway, day 2 here, and yesterday was a great day, beautiful weather day.
Saturday was fantastic.
Yes, so that's right. So anyway, that is basically kind of it, Joe.
And if you're lucky enough, and there are still some calendars available when Autumn Fest does come to an end. We have them for you at the radio station as well at 985 Park Avenue. We'll be selling them throughout October.
Yes.
Right up until the first day.
Yeah.
Beginning of the Friday, November 1st. So you still have your chance to pick up your calendars throughout the month of October and be
listen,
ready.
We still have people who buy them in November too.
While it's still going on?
Well, yeah, they'll buy it early, first week or two if they, and so we do have some people who do buy it once the process even starts.
And they probably start hearing about people winning and what they've won and said, hey, how can we get involved in this?
Yes, yeah, kind of. But no, it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of work, but it's also, it's gratifying and it's fun. And people look forward to buying them.
Keeps the Autumn Fest name out there in the community when you start visiting people in the middle of the summer.
That's right. They know as soon as they see my text what I'm calling them for. So
you just call them up and say, hi, how are you doing?
Well, I do that as well. Oh, and by the way, can you give me your 4 $25 gift cards like you did?
Again? Well, yeah, okay. So, but it works out. It works out for the businesses because, for the most part, if they give a $25 gift card, someone comes in with a $25 gift card, they're going to spend more than $25.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's absolutely correct. So it works out well for everybody.
Fantastic. All right. We're talking with Bill Schneck. He is the calendar coordinator for Autumn Fest. He's the one that's out and about. He gets to do all the fun in the summertime where it's nice and warm.
Yes. So, no, I've been doing it for a while. Like I say,
You want to continue to do it, Bill?
Oh, probably. Well, I'm getting tired, Joe. I'm getting old,
You're 34. Come on.
Yeah, 34. Almost double that, but not quite. But
all right.
Actually, double that.
All right. We've been talking with Bill Schneck, calendar coordinator. Bill, best of luck with the calendars this year, and we look forward to everyone buying one.
Yep, always a pleasure dealing with you, Joe. You're a good committee colleague.
Thank you very much. More of the Coffee and program coming your way right here on ON Radio.
At the turn of this century, 27% of people who passed away were cremated. By the year 2020, that figure rose to 56%. The Cremation Association of America projects that by the year 2040, 4 out of 5 Americans will choose cremation over a casket burial. Berarducci Funeral Home and Cremation Care Center of Woonsocket can answer your questions about the cremation process. Go online to providencecremation.com. Berarducci Funeral Home and Cremation Care Center on Spring Street, Woonsocket. Let them create the perfect service for your loved one. Berarducci Funeral Home and Cremation Care Center.
Rhode Islanders, stay healthy this fall and winter by getting your flu and COVID shots. You can safely get both at the same time. If you have mild symptoms after vaccination, that means the vaccine's working. Your body's learning to fight the virus. The sooner you get your shot, the sooner you're protected. Keeping our small state healthy is a big deal. Call your doctor or pharmacy today or find a clinic at health.ri.gov/vaccine. Brought to you by the Rhode Island Department of Health and the Rhode Island Broadcasters Association.
The Woonsocket Board of Canvassers would like to remind you that when you vote in the general election this year, all Woonsocket voters will be asked, in addition to selecting candidates for office, to approve or reject a total of 14 ballot questions. The first 5 ballot questions will be answered by all Rhode Island voters. They're statewide questions. Woonsocket voters will see an additional 9 questions, numbered 6 through 14. These 9 additional questions are charter amendments. You'll be asked to approve or reject each amendment. A vote to approve would mean changing the text of the charter, and a vote to reject means keeping the charter's language the way it is. The 9 questions, in the order they will appear on the ballot, are Question 6, Gender Neutrality. Question 7, Mayor and Council Vacancies. Question 8, Budget Ordinance Passage. Question 9, Providence Plantations Removal. Question 10, Meeting Notices. Question 11, Grant Application Approval. Question 12, Mayoral Term Limit. Question 13, City Purchasing Limits. And Question 14, Oath of Office. See the full text of the question by visiting the Board of Canvassers webpage at woonsocketri.gov.
Welcome back to Coffee Ann here on ON Radio. It's our special Autumn Fest edition of Coffee Ann. We're taping it on Sunday for air on Monday. We've been talking with different Autumn Fest steering committee people, and now we get to talk to the top person here at Autumn Fest, and that's Stephanie Santoro. Stephanie, thanks for joining me.
Thanks, Joe. Happy to be here.
Excellent. And, of course, the joke with all the Autumn Fest steering committee members that we always hear from Stephanie is that she never wanted to be the Autumn Fest chairperson. Why was that, Stephanie?
Well, first of all, I like to go to bed early, and you got to stay up late to be the Autumn Fest chairperson, so it's been a struggle. But also, I just felt like it was way more than I had the experience to handle, to be quite honest. And you know what? I wouldn't trade it at this point. It's been great.
So you've been on the Autumn Fest committee, you say now close to 10 years?
That's correct.
And so you started off just doing the regular basic stuff that we all do, and then all of a sudden you were vice chair, right?
I started out in arts and crafts, welcoming those vendors and assigning those spots. That's a tough job. And then I became secretary for a couple of years. Then I took on other roles. I cannot remember what. And then I became vice chair for a couple of years. And I said I would never be the chairperson. I'm just doing vice chair to help out my friend Judy Sullivan. And now here I am.
That's it. Well, that's it. Once you become like the vice chair, you gain all the knowledge to take that one next step, and that's what happened with Stephanie, right?
I wouldn't say I gained all the knowledge, but I had great people come before me. Judy has been amazing. You know, she did a lot herself. She's so incredible. So I didn't learn that much from her, not because she didn't teach me, but because she just took on so much herself. But she's been great answering, like I said the other day, my stupid questions. And then, of course, my friend Garrett, who, you know, he's right there every time I text him, like, what am I supposed to do with this? Where do I go with that? And it's been great.
So, like you said, Garrett was general chair for 3 years. So between the two of them, that's 5 years of a lot of institutional knowledge that they just have in their head that they can pass along to you. So no question's a stupid question. I'm sure they said that a few times.
They didn't say that. I mean, they might have, they probably thought it was a stupid question. They didn't want to hurt my feelings. They've answered every question I've asked, and they're probably thinking, why does this girl not know these answers? But they've been great.
Have they said you've already asked me this, Stephanie?
Never.
All right. Well, we're about halfway through Autumn Fest, really, when we tape this. So, as general chairperson, you've been here before, but as general chairperson, has anything surprised you about this year's Autumn Fest?
You know what has surprised me is the number of people that have turned up in the park, honestly. And I noticed that all through the years, but I honestly, as this year's chairperson, I'm like, my goodness, of course, we all want to make it super successful and, when it's our turn. And I'm like, wow, I wonder if this is more than last year. Look at these. And Saturday, the park was just... oh my gosh, the number of people that were here, it was jumping. And then even today, Joe, with the drizzle and overcast, this park is full. go, you know? And but what has surprised me the most, and it's a little competition now that I keep rubbing into Garrett's little open wound, is we are about to sell out of buttons tonight in the next probably few hours. And
I heard that Sunday morning that we were down to about 1,000. So it's later. It's later on Sunday now. So yeah, what are we down to? Like 600, 500?
the last I heard, we were down to 250.
All right. Well, that's pretty. And we printed up. Was it 8,000 this year?
We printed 7,000 this year.
okay.
So, but Garrett never sold out of buttons in his years as chairman. So I keep just asking him, like little hints when I see him. Did you sell out of buttons the years you did it? I don't remember. Did you?
He's going to stop answering your questions if you keep doing that.
He did. He did. He said to me last time, "You already asked me that."
All right. So, well, that's great that the people have been stepping up to purchase the buttons this year. I talked to Bill Schneck earlier. He's very happy with the sale of calendars this year as well. So things are going very well in that direction. Now, this will air just before the parade starts off on Monday. What do you do during the parade, Stephanie?
What do I do during the parade? I watch the incredible Tom Gray, Dave Lamoureux, and Tyler Martin, who's one of our volunteers, Ambria Allen, who's on our committee, and Adam Brunetti, all the folks that organize the parade. I watch them do their magic and line everybody up. I walk with the Autumn Fest steering committee in Division 10 with our float.
Okay.
And you know what? And that's the testament, kind of like the beginning of the end of the Autumn Fest weekend, and it's just me watching these coordinators do what they've signed up to do, and that's been the story of this whole committee. And you know that, Joe, is like the press coordinator. We don't really have to ask anybody to do anything. This committee just knows and does, and they don't complain, and it just comes together so magically, and that's why being the chairperson, I don't mind it.
So do you actually walk in the parade, or are you riding? Are you riding on a float?
We do have a float. I will walk. You know.
Oh, you're so strong.
Right. That you know me. I want the exercise, so I'm going to walk.
All right. Well, make sure you have your good, comfortable shoes on. So that'll be fun when you get to the Autumn Fest. When you get to World War II Park after the parade, what does the chairperson do from there?
Really, I don't know. You know, in past years, I've followed Judy around. We end up, participating in all the activities. We start to, gather the troops to kind of see where we can wind down and kind of clean up things that, aren't being used. But again, we're still just enjoying the weekend, enjoying the wrap up. We're super tired by then, but the park is generally super full after the parade. So we just relish it and enjoy the guests and the smiles on everyone's faces. And then at 6 o'clock, when the last band plays, we are hard at work like little worker ants cleaning up.
At the as the vice chair, not the vice, as the chairperson, here's another. Did this surprise you? Because you have been the vice chair and you have done other events as well. But did it surprise you how much work is actually involved? Because everybody looks to this chairperson. All the other committee members, well, go ask Stephanie. She'll know, or she can find out the answer. So it's a 12-month job.
It really is a 12-month job, and they do ask questions, right? And I think it's, they just want the reassurance that they're making the right decision. And I'm surprised how much my phone rang yesterday. I was like, oh my gosh, what is wrong? What is wrong? Like, and people asking questions. But the other great thing is they just know. This committee just knows what to do. A lot of times they just want to tell me, that something's happening, and my joke is, okay, you got it. Like, I trust these people. I've worked with these people for so long. We just have a great group of folks, and, we know what we're doing. It did surprise me.
What's that?
Not the amount. I knew, Joe, there was a ton of work that goes in the week before, but without the commitment of being chairperson, my day job, which we all have, by the way, listeners, is we all have full-time jobs and we do this on the side. was my day job never allowed me to be here for the whole week of setup, and so I'd come like Thursday in the evening, and then Thursday afternoon, all day Friday up to through the festival. And this year, as many of us do, I took vacation time for this week leading up to the festival. So many of us, and I'm not tooting my own horn, but I'm saying many of us take vacation to set up for this festival from our jobs. So this was the first time I was here starting on Tuesday to watch, and just like I said before, the way that the Parks Committee and Steve Laramie with entertainment and Tim Forcier and Dave Lamoureux in operations, the way they just buzz around and do this, do that, and then the city workers come in and, set up, and they just know. In the Moylan's with the Harvest Garden, it's like watching like a well-oiled machine just kind of set up, and I was like, why am I really here? Because I was, believe me, I was hustling, but they didn't need me. They didn't need me because they just know.
Well, it's so much better than having a bunch of orange jackets staring around looking at you. Go, well, tell us what to do, Stephanie.
That is true. And you know what? None of these orange jackets ever want to stand around. They are hard-working folks that just want to put on this great festival for the community. And somehow each year, rain or shine, as today has shown us, it all comes together.
When you were walking through Food Row, through Food Court, did any of the food there catch your eye or catch your nose, and you had to have a taste of something?
So far, and believe me, I've eaten enough, but there's still more hours in this day and tomorrow. I have had a doughboy from the Lions Club, French fries from the Girl Scouts. I've had cabbage soup, had you're laughing, a Dynamite, and pie from the Woonsocket Athletic Club, athletic boosters or whatever for Phantom Farms. So I've had my share of food, believe me.
What kind of pie?
It was blueberry yesterday. I'm going to go get another one in a few minutes.
Excellent. Well, it was. I think I've mentioned this maybe before, but I was walking down Food Row. This was on Saturday night, and it was about 7:15, 7:20 at night, and every food vendor had a line. Every food vendor had a line, and they were so happy. Talking to them on Saturday morning, pretty good day, Sunday morning, pretty good day yesterday, and they were all like, spectacular day yesterday.
Yesterday was the weather was gorgeous. The sun was shining. It was warm. None of us had our jackets on because it was so warm, and the crowds. And you know what makes us happy on this committee also is not only that our festival is successful, but a lot of those food vendors are not-profit clubs, social clubs, community groups that use Autumn Fest as their fundraiser for the year. So for us to see that they're having a successful festival and raising money, and that's what Autumn Fest is about, this community and how we can lift each other up and support each other. And it was the energy in the park yesterday. Someone said to me, the energy just feels different this year. And I think, I don't know, the stage, the weather, the Harvest Garden, the new rides with Finelli, the new look to Kids Fest. It's and the lights in the trees from that.
Isn't that nice?
Yes, and the human slot machine. People are loving it. It's so much fun. It's so much fun.
So we have, the parade will be stepping off at 9:30 this morning at Diamond Hill Plaza. It wraps up, according to Tom Gray, about 11:30, 12, depending on how fast they go. And then we got a good full 6 hours of Autumn Fest at World War II Park, leading up right up until 6 o'clock. Do you breathe a big sigh of relief when opening ceremonies either starts or concludes, Stephanie?
A sigh of relief, a sigh of exhaustion usually. Okay. But yes, like we did it, and then what the crazy part is like you need a couple of days to recover, but then we meet again in November for our wrap-up meeting, and then our volunteer appreciation, and then we're so excited to be right back at it in January, with a new energy and just,
It's a new vibe, and it's a new year, and let's get at it again.
That's it. And, every year, many of us say this is my last year, but you know what? Everybody comes back.
Well, that's fantastic. Well, enjoy walking the parade, waving to the crowd. Take all the accolades that you get. When people say you're doing a great job or AutoFest is great, make sure you thank them.
I will, Joe, and I'll thank you for being our wonderful stage MC. So, folks, if you're in the park, come to the main stage, watch our entertainment, and watch Joe announce all our acts. And he's a key component of the main stage entertainment. So thank him if you see him.
Well, thanks, Stephanie. And thanks for joining me here on the Coffee and program. I know you got other stuff to get to on Sunday of Autumn Fest as we get ready for our main act up on stage coming up pretty soon. And then it's one more day, and then it goes by so quick, doesn't it?
It goes by so quick.
All right. Thanks for joining us here on the Coffee and program today. We appreciate it so much. Remember, the parade is coming up live on ON Radio roughly about 10:30 by the time the parade gets to where our people are. Please join Paul Zangari and Linda Tebow with the play-by-play of the parade today on ON Radio and streaming on our website at OneSocketRadio.com.
Broadcasting live and local daily from the Navigant Credit Union Broadcast Studio.